The past few days have been quite spacey around here. Yeah, so it's kind of interesting how these all kind of came into play. But first off, we'll start with the new Space Ace Frehley album. So I got mine in the mail, pre-ordered it months ago, and then they finally brought it out, and they finally shipped it out, and I finally got it. Now, Frank over 33 RPM was talking about this the other day, actually, about how many different versions and how is too many variants, too much, and all that. Well, I'm not one of the ones that he was mentioning, people who, would buy all of them. And I saw a lot of people online who had bought multiple versions and multiple colors. I'm not that kind of a collector, but I do appreciate the variety only because it gives you the option to get different color. So I did jump on it early on in the pre-order, and I chose to go with what they had called Black and Gold. And it is a double album set, and I don't know if you can see that. It looks kind of chocolatey. It's kind of clear, though, you can see. Black and Gold, there were 1,000 of these made, and then there's another color, and there was 1,000 of those. And then I think after these sold out, they came out with more colors. And so, like, they came out with a Galactic Grape, which, honestly, I think I probably would have opted for that. And I guess Target has a special color. And then there's the blue and white ones or whatever. But this was one of the... It seems like when they first went on pre-sale, there were 2 or 3 colors, and I chose this one out of the 2 or 3 that they had options, and then they just seemed to keep adding them or something, it seems like, if I recall. And again, 2 record set. So this is Origins Part 2. If you're not familiar with this, Origins Volume 2, Ace Frehley's Origins Volume 2, it kind of obviously goes along with Ace Frehley's Origins Volume 1. And what these are cover tunes, songs that he loved growing up, songs that influenced him, and things that, he wanted to cover. And, take it or leave it if you like cover albums. If you don't, I guess, I really dig them. And Ace did a great job. I thought the first album was really cool. But honestly, I think I like the second album a little better. I played them both back to back. Now, they sent us the digital tracks on these, weeks ago when it first came out. So I've been listening to it. But, I threw it on when I got it in the mail. I think these came in yesterday. Threw it on and listened to it. And then immediately went back and threw on, both of these and listened to it. And I think I dig this one a little bit more. I think it's really good. And if you haven't checked it out, check it out. He covers a lot of good stuff on here. The Kinks, Lola. He even covers a Kiss song. Good Times, Bad Times. Led Zeppelin Space Truckin' is the video. If you look online, he's got a video for that. Jumpin' Jack Flash, Politician, I'm Down. 30 Days in the Hole with Robin Zander singing. And he's got some guests on here. He's got Lita Ford with Jumpin' Jack Flash, and there's some other guitarists and people that play on here, just like on the first album. And it's just fun. He does a really good job, I think, and it just sounds, I just really like it. It's just awesome. I like it. So check it out. Then later that day, some more Space came in the mail. Now these are albums that, another one of those Amazon deals where I got notified that, hey, the price on these has dropped. Now, most of my prices I have set to where I'm looking at in around the $15 range. And so these both dropped. One of them dropped to $12, and one of them was like $14. And now I looked online to make sure, what's the going price on them, and every place that I found them still selling them in the $29 range. They're still in the 20, up in 20 something. And actually the one went up already to like 16, no, back up to 19. And I didn't look at the other one, but I did. I when I saw those prices, I decided to jump on them. A little Captain Beyond. Now these are live in New York, 1972. These are bootlegs. They are audience recorded bootlegs. They were issued on vinyl last year, 2019. Cleopatra Records, part of Cleopatra, Purple Pyramid, through Cleopatra. Now this one says limited edition 300 yellow vinyl. This is copy number nothing. Anyway, I guess they didn't go to the problem of actually hand numbering them. But they are listed as only having 300 copies. And they did come out a year ago, and I've had them on my wish list, and they were in the pricey range for me as far as, you know, what I would consider something I'd want to pay for what I knew was going to be an audience sounding bootleg. I really dig Captain Beyond. I have their stuff on CD. These are actually the first vinyl I got. They have 3 albums out, and the vinyl was reissued a couple years ago, 2014, I believe, was a really good reissue. But I went and collected vinyl then, and now when you look at them, they're up there in price. And some of the original copies of like the first album, you know, are running in the $30 range, and you know you can get them for $25 online. I haven't tracked them down. I haven't got a copy of any of them on vinyl, just on CD. So I will eventually like to get those. But the bootlegs, when they drop to $12 for a $29 record that's still online, even on the website, you go to the website Bandcamp to order this album through their label, it's $29. You know, it's got a cool back cover there, a picture of the band. Let me show you the other one. The other one is Live in Miami, also 1972. This one is on blue wax. Same year type concert. This one, I was reading all the reviews on, reading a lot of them. And this had like a 1-star review from everyone. Everyone on Amazon, one. 2 or 3 people at the very bottom, I get to the bottom, and they got 4 and 5-star reviews. But the overwhelming majority were 1s. Now, I knew, obviously, 1972, bootlegs, you know it's going to be rough sound quality. One guy described it. Sounds like somebody took a handheld recorder into a thing and forgot to take it out of his bag. Hit record it and then forgot to take it out of his bag, and it's all muffled and all this. Well, I have a bunch of bootlegs from this band. I went ahead and took a chance. Again, the price was right. And honestly, I love the artwork. I'd buy the artwork for $12. I just thought this was so cool. So it was worth it just to have the artwork. And then I'll tell you, I got it and I put it on. It's a bootleg, but it is not a 1-star horrible bootleg as everybody was saying it. Even when I looked it up to see how much it was costing on eBay a few minutes ago, because I was looking for another 1-star review. Horrible, don't buy this. Not engineered at all. 1972, it's a bootleg. Okay, and honestly, I don't buy a lot of bootleg albums. I know there's a lot of them. Kiss, Van Halen, you know, all the bands have bootleg. I'm not a big fan of that, but again, the price. If I ran across bootleg albums in the wild, in good condition, for under $10 or $10 or $12, I would probably buy them. But I'm not a big collector of bootlegs. But these brand new releases, limited this one is, I think, this one's limited to 500 copies. So it's, you know, it's a limited release. Yeah, limited to 500 blue copies. I just thought for the price, the artwork, the nostalgia is great. So I put it on. And it's the first one, the yellow one, is a little better. The blue one is a little lower quality, but I still totally enjoyed it. I heard, honestly, I keep saying that word. To be truthful, I am being truthful. Honestly, it almost makes it feel more like you're there. It sounds like I'm in the back of this auditorium and you can hear it. It's just a raw sound like that. I've heard some bootlegs that are horrible. Muffled, and you can barely make out any of the noise. That is not what that is. That is, I'm standing way back in the back. It's extremely loud, and so my ears are only hearing a certain thing. It sounds better than if I was there live. My ears would probably have been really ringing from the sound. It sounded decent for what it is, and I enjoyed it. I didn't want to stop playing. I wanted to flip it back and play it again. So for the price, I am thrilled to finally have some Captain Beyond on vinyl in my collection. Yes, I really want the first 3 albums. Yes, there are some other ones that have been released too. Lost and Found, there's some songs, demos. It's got a song on there that wasn't on an album. I want to get that. That one didn't drop in price. There's another one from another April 30th of 72, also released in this same little series on an interesting like gray vinyl. It's got a purple cover. That one's still in the $20-something range. In 2019 and around that time, this label released a bunch of stuff by them. And so I'd like to get it all, but these two dropped down to $12 and $14, and I had to grab them. All right, now, this came in this week too, totally off subject, totally not spacey. Valor, Fight for Your Life. Now, Valor this came out in 88, 89. Their first cassette came out in 87. Songs were all on the cassette, were all on the album. But they are one of the early Christian thrash type, speed metal type bands. And they put that out, and it actually was out on vinyl. And if you try to find one now, it's way out of price, hundreds and hundreds of dollars. It's just a one-off band, and then they didn't do anything else. They really kind of left us hanging there. It was a great release. Now, the bass player from that band, Adam Alvarez, was in a band called Golgotha with Tony Kreider. Tony Kreider went on to do Crossforce. That has been reissued on CD, all the Crossforce stuff. Loved Crossforce, loved Tony Kreider. But when you get them together, and they did Golgotha, and I had that cassette, that demo cassette or custom release cassette back in the day. Absolutely loved it. And then when the two guys went off and did two other bands, you had to follow them, and so you end up getting Valor and Crossforce, two just great bands that never really got their due. Well, a handful of years ago, 10, 12, 2004, 16 years ago, Retroactive Records released this compilation of, and it's got the Valor album and it's got the Golgotha demos. So you've actually got the best of both worlds. So that's the Golgotha. That was a tape back in the day, and then that's Valor. So this came out, I think this might have even been remastered. Sounds great, great stuff. Well, in 2019, I guess the band, I don't know, got back together. They made a video of from the album. Added new bass lines, brought in a bass player. Uriah Duffy remixed it and then re-released it is in this remastered edition. And it sounds, the original mix was, probably not high enough budget, kind of had a slightly, underproduced muddiness. Not real. It was great for the time. It sounds much more clean and distinct now. So this came out last year, with hopes that they were eventually going to release it on vinyl. And then the vinyl did finally come out. Kind of lost track, and then all of a sudden I saw it pop up. So I ran over to Amazon and grabbed a copy there. And then when it did come, it turns out that the copy I ordered was from the drummer. Because there's a note in there that says, "Thanks, Jeff, blah, 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 Jim the drummer." Now, I did talk to him yesterday, chatted with him, and I think I'm going to get him on the show and do one of those interviews with him, because Valor is a band that really needs a little more attention. And now that they've got these new issues, I'd like to get some backstory on the remixing and the re-recording and just some information. And so I'm going to do a little video on that. Now, the album also did come with a sticker, which is really cool. And then it's got this Valor card that has QR code and links to the making of and some of the stuff on how they did it. There's stuff on YouTube now. You can see the videos of them. So yeah, it's great. It's a great album. It's been a great couple days. That actually came in. I think all of this stuff came in the past, I think yesterday. Wednesday, Thursday. Great stuff, great stuff. Anyway, that's all for now. So it was a really spacey day. We had Space Ace, we had Captain Beyond, and we throw in a little thrash to tie it all together. Anyway, thanks for watching. I'll be back. Rock on.